Hey, welcome to 62 to Freedom. It's not a build day today, it's Sunday, and it's everybody's rest day today. But I got bored. You know, my wife's at work. She keeps that store open 7 days a week, so. And I asked my daughter if she wanted to come down here and swim. She said no, she's too lazy. So I came down here anyway just to check the place out. Maybe, I don't like swimming by myself, you know, so, you know, the buddy system. Gotta stick with that rule. Look at that watercolor back there. Yeah, you can tell the sky from the water now. Wowza. Anyway, welcome to all my new subscribers. I hope that we can keep it interesting enough to keep you coming back, because you know, the support, you know, likes and comments help me out on the channel. They say it helps the algorithm. Huh. I don't know about that, but I think if it's interesting enough, you know, if you're, especially if you're getting so that you think about retirement, who wants to work, really? I mean, you know, I enjoyed my work early on, but wow, that enjoyment turned into a grind, really. You know, and then CNC came along, and I taught myself how to program with a little bit of help from a guy named Hennessy. And he helped me out enough, just enough to, you know, he gave me a program to write CNC language with, and basically just shoved me out to sea. He wouldn't tell me, he wouldn't, you know, he did it once real quick, you know, with typing with 8 fingers, and said, there you go, that's how you do it, and walked away. And then, you know, he answered like 2 questions after that. He said, that's it, you know, you figure it out on your own. It's the best way anyway. So he was right, really, because I figured it out. And it was, you know, frustrating. It really wasn't that hard. But it was frustrating figuring out ways to get things done on there. You know, it's a peculiar program. The program was old, but it was simple. It was enough so somebody just started could really figure it out. So in here, in this house, you know, this lighting right here that we just hooked up, it's temporary. We're not going to stick with this. We're going to have the can, you know, it's going to be, this is all going to be PVC ceiling. I've decided to do that, which is going to bring the ceiling down to the bottom of that beam, or it might show a little bit of beam. I'm not decided about that yet, but that'll help keep the place cooler. You know, it'll give it, you know, you got a smaller place to cool. And also, it's going to save a lot of time. You know, otherwise, they got to smooth out this whole thing. You know, you ain't going to leave it steel like that, you know, decking. So, that's a lot of labor, and I'm not willing to go through all that. I'd rather get it done. You know, I ain't getting any younger. There's nothing wrong with me, you know, don't get me wrong. I don't have any that I know of. Nothing is wrong with me, except, you know, I got a floating ache. You know, a floating sore spot goes from my back up to my neck, and then it's on my elbow. It's a good thing they don't combine up together and happen all at the same time. You know, old injuries, you know, like one time I jumped off a car that was going like 50 miles an hour, and like, I didn't realize how much I bounced. I'm pretty sure now I wouldn't bounce. I'd put a splat and slide. But I bounced about, wow, I don't know how I hit on I curled up and put my hand, when I jumped, I curled up in a fetal state, put my hand on the side of my head, and my shoulder and my hip hit, which that shoulder and that hip took a long time to heal. I was only around 30 years old. But, you know, it was in Portsmouth, Virginia, and I got in the back seat of a car that tried to rob me. You know, I thought I recognized the guy, so I kind of knew him, and he was driving a brand new Escalade. So, you know, I didn't think he'd be a robber, right? I was just gonna get a ride. Anyway, that's just long story short. I bounced like almost as high as a telephone pole. I was like, dang. And then again, for like the next bounce was like half the and it was like about 3/4 of one of those short telephone poles, and then about half of that, and then half of that, and then, you know, and then a boom boom boom, and then I slid for like a split second, and then decided real quick I better roll. And so I started rolling, and then I got up, everything was shredded, and one shoe was gone. I don't know where it went. Anyway, how'd I get talking about that? Oh, aches and pains. Yeah, those where it took a long time for them to heal, and then that shoulder and the hip. And then when they did heal, I didn't feel anything for like 20 years, 25 years. And then all of a sudden it started, you know, like right now. My shoulder hurts, the one I landed on, because it's holding this camera up. So I'm gonna switch over to this. Anyway, look at this, man. Oh my God. I should have been talking to y'all while I was pointing at this. Wowza. Man, it's a really nice breeze right now too. Huh. It's cool. It's not even hot. I mean, you can tell it's humid in the background a little bit, but I'm not even sweating. It's about noon right now, somewhere around there. So I ate lunch already and came out here. I'd rather be right here. Anyway, the PVC ceiling, it's going to cost more in the materials than the other, but it's going to save a lot of time. And I think the labor, once you put in the long labor of skim coating the ceiling and all that, and building it up and skim coating and all that, it's really going to save money. It's not going to lose money. But they got them a little tent over here to get some shade out there on that boat. That's a good idea. I'm gonna get this gate open and go for some I didn't want to swim, like I said, because buddy system almost drowned before. So at Croatan Beach in Virginia Beach. So that's in one of my videos from America, part 2 of that. You'd be amazed how I got out of that. I didn't get out of it. I got getting out of that. Well, that don't make sense, but I got getting out of? No. How am I gonna phrase that? I had some help, put it that way. Wow, son. Man, that color ain't even right, man. Look how beautiful that is. Wow. It's a lot different. Some days, you know, the blue in the sky look like the same color, but not today. You know, when I first saw this property and came here and sat on the beach, it was lit up like a Christmas tree that day too. You know, the sun was beaming on it, and it was like 3 different colors to that turquoise. And you know, you don't see that all the time. And it's not, that's considered rough out there. I don't know, one of these days coming up soon, it's gonna be like a lake, like a bathtub that nobody is touching. It gets like that with super duper clear water. And when that day comes, I'm definitely going in the water. So, because then, you know, you ain't got to worry about some kind of current taking you away like it did to me before. But anyway, the roof is coming along, but I think it'll pick up once Gary finishes the electric and gets back up there in the mix. Which the electric is very important. It's even temporary, but you know, it's not temporary because he's going to know exactly what switch does everything, and then when we come to put the can lighting in there, like all these are going to be can, and they're going to be up in the it's going to be flush with the bottom. It's just kind of going to point down. That's what my wife wants, so that's what she's going to get. I mean, that don't look good, you know, that kind of fixture there. That's what they mostly have around here, with the bulb just hanging out there. It's like you can't glass to that fixture. But that's the least expensive route to go. It's hold on, I'll see you on the beach in just a second. Yep, it's quite a conglomeration. That literally could have been a one-story house. It'd have been enough. It'd been enough of me anyway. But it's gonna be a legacy house. Nirvanaville. You see how yeah, I'm right here, my feet are literally in the water. And I'd say that my chest is about even with where you walk through the gate, that little wall right there. Which that little wall right there is going to get raised up to the bottom of the half circle. It's going to get raised up to there and then steps up and down to the beach out here. Because, you know, that's the place where if there is a storm surge or something, that's the first place it's going to come over right there. It's much lower. It really undermines the fence and the drains and everything. So that's going up. That dude's tent, it got a little too windy for it as well. It got a little too windy for the tent. So here we got a banana tree, part of one, on the beach. Somebody probably just drug it out of the yard and threw it in the water. Which really there's nothing wrong with a banana tree being in the water. That's probably good for the water. That's weird, no telling how far away that came from. I'm sure the water will pick it back up, take it away. I don't think there's too many fish out there. So if there was, there'd be a lot of boats. I'll probably just mosey around a little bit, head on home. I don't really want to go. I'm gonna sit down here for a bit. Oh yeah. Yeah, if this is a white sandy beach, there's no way you can afford this. Because if this was white sand with this view, Lord have mercy, this place would be swamped. You know, there'd be people continually coming here from all over. And you see that, I don't know, I don't see anybody on the beach for, I really don't see anybody that way. Maybe way down there where you see them boats at down there, I might see one person, but yeah, I see a couple people just barely moving. They're not on the beach, they're back away from there. 62 Freedom is probably gonna, he's bored now. They got nobody to play with here. Wife's working, daughter's lazy. Anyway, my daughter went to the beach yesterday, down there where we live at right now, which is around that corner, and then a couple more miles. Right around that corner is where the river comes out that you see me cross, where I showed those buffalo. It's beautiful, and it's not even hot. It's hot up back there where I'm at. It's not, the wind is not blowing this good there. Of course, you ain't never gonna do that if you ain't on the sea. Just probably 200 yards back behind me, you know, the trees start to slow the wind down. You don't get a direct shot of the wind across the water. Oh, this is beautiful. There's not a drop of sweat on me anywhere, look. I'm not wet at all except for the ocean. Ocean with seawater. So actually, the foreman here is working on another house right now. It's just doing, he's working on Sunday. He's not leaving us here. He's just working on Sunday for extra. But he's just doing a ceiling, PVC ceiling. So he said he'd take some pictures and send them to me so I could see what they look like. Anyway, probably just gonna take this tree down too right here, because I think it's a danger. Look. Literally crack right there. It's crack right there, and that's falling off. And that don't look too safe right there. And it's got a limb hanging. See the end of the limb right there? It's already broke off. It's just hanging there. I don't know how it's still green. It's been like that for at least a month. Yeah, there's a couple broken off limbs up there. Still green. It's probably growing still. This is a crazy place around here as far as that goes. Okay, well, you could just break something off and just stick it in the ground. It'll start growing. You don't believe me, do you? I literally could go just break a limb off of a banana tree and bring it over here. Well, bananas are something special as far as, I think they came from another world or something. Oh, this banana tree is recovering. This one was the only one not doing good. And now that I blocked that goat from coming through there, I believe he was eating my banana. because it started to look a lot better. It was all of them were looking like that limb right there. And now it's got some good looking growth. So grow banana. That one was just popped up in that, where those 2 sandbags were, by the gate right there. It just popped up one day. And nobody planted it there in front of the gate. So I said, wow, he wants to live that hard. I'm gonna bring him over there. I'm planting him over there, but he didn't grow too much. So I don't think the soil over here is as good as this. I planted one of these banana trees. This is 2 different kind of banana trees. Those little ones, they're that kind right there, Sabah. And then there's those really little, called finger bananas, that my wife prefers. But those Sabah up there, they have better vitamins and stuff. So I planted one of those and told Jesus I'd like to save some of the banana trees from that were, you know, like the little one that comes off. You know, we had to chop a bunch of big ones down like this, but they have a little one like that one. So that's what these were. And so they got transplanted. All 6 of these, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Because we had to cut, I don't know, see that big group back there? I'd say about 4 groups like that from underneath the house. 4 to 6. And for your new subscribers, I moved this, had a balcony wrapping around going down the side, and it went all the way over to the fence. So to save these 2 banana trees and this coconut tree right there, I opted to forget that balcony and move the house over also, so that I could save these trees. And I moved the house forward towards the sea from where it was originally marked, to save 2 more trees back here. I was feeling heartsick, all the trees I had to cut down. So that palm tree right there, and it's got a sister palm tree right over here. See it? So I moved the house forward so I could save these 2 trees. And you know, they're going to be brushing on the house, but I don't think they're no danger to the house, really, to tell you the truth. They're like that one, I believe. It's just going to be light up there. If one of those limbs fall out, it don't matter. But I don't want my roof to get damaged, so these don't look safe. Every time it rains, they get a little closer. That one probably has fallen down on many occasions and then just made a turn and started growing again, and then just slowly sinking down. It'll be laying all the way down the slope eventually. It'll be growing straight up, given time. All right, I gabbed enough around here. So they're working down here still on these never-ending sea pearly, sanding, and well, that's what I gotta go do. I gotta go get some rust converter for the angle bar. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna go do. So I'll have it ready. I hope it's still open over there. So I'll have it ready for tomorrow. Rust converter switches the rust into it chemically changes it over to I don't know what, but it won't rust after that. So peace out from 62 to Freedom. Got nothing but good things to say. Peace out.